Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und hallo zu einem weiteren Part Let's Play Monark. Ich bin jetzt der MC Buffix und es wird nun richtig spannend. Liebe Leute, beim letzten Mal sind wir hier losgestartet, um unseren TSC wieder zu vereinen und das haben wir auch geschafft. Die anderen Mitglieder des TSC haben ebenfalls, schön klippig wieder, die anderen Leute unseres TSCs haben ihre Erinnerungen wieder bekommen durch unsere am Chinesis unsere Kraft, die Seele hier zu ändern. Das bedeutet, dass wir in der Zeit zurückgereist sind und hier nun unser ganzes Team hier wieder mit am Start haben, was ja gleichzeitig bedeutet, dass wir eine Chance haben, unser Schicksal zu ändern. Wir müssen das Unmögliche wahr machen. Nicht nur, dass wir Chiyo retten müssen, sondern also auch die Zeit im Endeffekt hier bekämpfen müssen. Sondern unser Ziel ist es natürlich auch, uns zu retten. Das wäre natürlich auch gar nicht mal so schlecht, denn egal ob Yoro als auch Zoro hier das Zeitliche segnet, so oder so führt das dazu, dass wir ebenfalls sterben. Deswegen ist unser Ziel, wie eh und je, dass wir am Leben bleiben und dafür müssen wir, ja, eine Gottheit treffen. Die Frage ist natürlich, was für eine Gottheit? Das ist das, was wir noch nicht wissen, aber wir haben ja schon in Hugos Vision immer hier diese Vision gehört, wenn die Schlüssel vereint sind, wird das ultimative Wesen erwachen, so oder so. Und dieser Gott wird uns hoffentlich dann unseren Wunsch gewähren. Nichtsdestotrotz bedeutet das, dass wir nun erstmal den Weg hier finden müssen. Und ich denke mal, es wird was mit diesen Symbolen hier auf unserem Telefon. Warte mal, wir müssen zu Vanitas gehen. Die wir hier mal oben am Telefon gesehen haben, denke ich mal, zu tun haben. Deswegen, Leute, wir sind ready. Unsere Charaktere sind fast alle auf Level 90. Ich denke, das sollte reichen. Zack. Sparen wir nochmal. Dann reden wir nochmal mit allen und dann geht Party los, Mann. Aber richtig.
I saw around 9 or 10 symbols in total. I couldn't quite make them out, but they weren't anything I recognized regardless.
Assuming you do find the sign, how are we supposed to get to the gate? Does a door to the other world just open up when you see it? Or maybe the sign itself is some kind of key to the other world.
Kokoro mentioned seeing some kind of symbols. I wonder what they were. Hiragana? Katakana? Kanji? The Latin alphabet? Greek? Cyrillic? Numbers even? It'd be nice if we had even the slightest clue what language it's in. Hopefully it ends up being something you can recognize.
Yo, Mr. VP. Remember when you and me buddied up to fight Tsurugadai? She said something about how her precog analysis gives her different results depending on where she uses it. It's limited to answers that are possible for that specific plane. If there's a way to get to the gate in the other world from this plane, it could be related to our usual ways into the other world. You feel me?
A sign that can only be seen by the worthy, huh? I wonder if it's like when you see faces in random patterns on the wall. It looks like nothing at first, but change your perspective, and all of a sudden, there it is!
Everything's certainly lively of late. I take it you're seeking the sign to the gate. If one could perceive the sign just like that, they'd know when they found it right off the bat. But what if you put it the opposite way? If someone could not recognize it, per se, the sign could appear right in front of their eyes, and yet even then they would never realize. But never mind all of these clues that frustrate. Make sure you're prepared when you go to the gate.
So, er weiß es natürlich wieder. Jetzt ist nur die Frage, also wir haben da oben diese Symbole und wie soll ich die jetzt eintippen? Aber, wartet. Ach, warte, okay, das erste ist ja 5er? 0? 9, 9? 4? 8? Keine Ahnung. 4, 4? 2? Okay, das war definitiv nicht der richtige Ort. Bin ich erstmal wieder in irgendeinem Postgame-Ding. Also nicht, dass ich die Dinger inzwischen nicht schaffen würde. Besonders, wenn ich meine ganzen Buddies dabei habe. Oh, da darf man auch nur zu 4 kämpfen. Das finde ich auch nicht ganz so nett.
Let's go, Nozomi.
So, nur mal so als Frage, was sind die eigentlich so vom Level? Level 97. Ja, aber macht man halt keinen Bock. So, gib ab. Da wird mir jetzt eine halbe Stunde da dran hängen. Und ich könnte ihn hier vor Insta killen, das wäre eh voll langweilig. Aber trotzdem, so ganz verstehe ich jetzt nicht, was dieser Code da heißen soll. Also, wir sehen oben diese Symbole. Also das erste ist auf jeden Fall ein 5er, das ist auf jeden Fall klar. Aber die anderen, ich habe jetzt ehrlich gesagt nicht Lust, dass ich immer in irgendwelche Welten dann reise. Aber es ist auf jeden Fall, ein Code. Ja, ich weiß auch nicht, das zweite. Aber das zweite hätte ich jetzt gesagt, ist ein 4er. Oder? Ein doofer Code. Ach, warte mal. Ich glaube, ich habe auch einen Fehler gemacht. Der Stern ist einfach ein Stern. Warte mal. Also, das ist auf jeden Fall ein 5er. Dann, diese seltsame 0. Das weiß ich nicht. Das weiß ich echt nicht. Das ist das Schwerste zum Erkennen. Okay. Mach mal, skip mal das mal. Oder, ne, ich kann es ja nicht skippen. Schauen wir mal, was könnte es sein? Ist ein 3er? Ah, 2er. Das ist auf jeden Fall... Na, das ist ein 4. Das ist ein 9,9. Das ist ein 4. Das ist der Stern. Das ist nochmal 9,9. Das ist eine 1er. Und das ist... Und da fehlt mir wieder ein Symbol. Toll. Ah, wieso habe ich eigentlich 10 Symbole? Egal. Schauen wir mal. Schauen wir mal, wo wir landen. Na, falsch. Beginn keine Cutscene, ist wieder falsch. Ja. Es ist auch so dumm, dass ich da immer meine Party auswählen muss. Ich mach's doch eh nicht.
Let's go, Nozomi.
Also. Versuch's nochmal. Bitte. Retry. Und schauen wir nochmal. Aber ich glaube, wir sind so auf der richtigen Pfad. Ich glaube, jetzt hatte ich höchstens noch ein Symbol falsch. Das eine, das Runde, das irritiert mich so. Warte mal. Also das erste ist auf jeden Fall ein 5er. Das ist klar. Dann das. Ja, es könnten 7er sein, oder? So auf ganz krüppelige Art und Weise könnte es ein 7er sein. Das ist wie gesagt 9,9. Das ist ein 4. Das ist ein Stern. Also jedenfalls nicht die Raute. 9,9. Das ist ein 1er. Und schauen wir mal. Alter! Wieso geht das nicht? Das ist ein Bullshit-Bad. Nee, macht keinen Spaß. So, kann ich das immer ganz allein machen. Vielleicht ist auch das Symbol, was ich hier falsch mache. Vielleicht ist das am Ende eine Raute. Kann das sein? Aber ich bin mir eigentlich sicher, dass ich es richtig habe. Ich verstehe aber auch nicht, wieso ich 10 Symbole habe, wenn ich nur 9 eingeben kann. Das ist eigentlich das Seltsamste an der Sache. Also, 5. Okay? Dann das ist jetzt mein 7er. Das ist 9,9. Das ist der 4er. Das ist auch ziemlich klar. Ach, warte mal. Ne, sind das unterschiedliche Symbole? Nee. Vielleicht ist das die Raute. Ich gebe jetzt hier mal Raute ein. Das ist das Einzige, was ich mir noch vorstellen kann. Dann hier, dann 9, 9, 1. Ah, und ihr seht, jetzt kann ich das 10. Symbol eingeben. Also wir sind richtig. Passt. So. Lustig.
This feels just like when I got dragged into the other world.
Stay close, Chiyo.
What a bizarre development. What in the world did you do?
You managed to find the sign?
At this rate, everyone in the whole damn room's gonna get sucked in.
This is one precarious position you've picked to place a call. It's attempting to connect to the depths of the other world, if I had to guess. This pelter of powers past my prowess. My current capabilities can't control it. One could consider it like a black hole, drawing in all with a will in their soul. Steel yourself as best as you can. The trials ahead could subdue any man.
Everyone okay?
This kind of reminds me of the first time we got sucked into the other world.
Though the shock and fear isn't really there anymore, now that we've gotten used to it.
So this is the gate.
It's a little intimidating how big it is up close.
Monumental, in a word.
It was always so far away when we saw it in the other world.
So the god we've been talking about is behind this thing, right? The hell's this?
A terrible farce, that's what. Silly Ryotaro. That gate won't open for those who aren't worthy. Good evening.
She's alone. Has she split off from the Dean?
What happened to Sora and Hugo?
Oh, you're still worried about them? After everything they put all of you through? Shinya. You're an inspiration to loyal little lapdogs everywhere.
Everything they put all of us through? Don't tell me.
The despicable moment you and Sora did me in. The delightful time I had toying with Chiyo. I saw it all. Every one of my plans have been foiled. And it's all your fault. So don't blame me when things go south for you.
The fact that you will disappear, one way or another. What exactly are all of you gathered here for? Surely you don't hope to make a wish to that god.
Sora!
Thank you for worrying about me, Shinya. You're a kind boy. But I am not Sora Jingu any longer. I've graduated, in a manner of speaking. You've seen the memories, Shinya. You should already know. I am nothing more than the Monarch of Woe, a mere servant to my pact-bearer. And while it's the first time I've introduced myself as such, I do have a name. Tristia.
Huh?
We were able to regain the memories preserved in our souls, thanks to your resonance. Memories of this world and its countless iterations. As well as that imposter of mine over there. I took the initiative in separating the two of us. She is now under the control of my pact bearer. Yes.
Thank goodness.
And what are you so relieved about? You really don't understand anything, do you? This is nothing more than bad ending number 5.
There's no need to mind their words. This is simply a matter of drawing the current story to a proper close.
Hugo?
Come here, Shinya. You have a role to play as a member of the Jingu family.
What role?
The role we play for the world. As for him, he must be removed from it entirely.
What are you talking about?
Cool it. Don't just go running over to him.
Mr. Date, would you mind not interrupting a conversation between father and son?
Can it, old man? How did you even get here anyway?
Only those worthy enough to see the sign should be able to access this place.
Hugo, what's going on here?
Hugo. All this time you've called me by that name. In truth, it is but a pseudonym I adopted in order to live in this country with Sora. It is not my true name. Now that the real Sora is gone, it is merely a name that rings hollow with melancholy. My true name is Hugo Cromwell.
It can't be. You're HC? The author of the Cromwell records?
Ah, so you're familiar with my work. That simplifies things.
If you wrote the Cromwell records, then you must have taken down all of the monarchs.
Then that means Hugo is worthy too?
You have my gratitude. Thanks to your resonance, it has all started to come together. Your power, animakinesis, served as the catalyst through which the restrictions placed upon me were removed. I have recalled my love for my dearly departed Sora. It has steeled my resolve to protect the world and the Academy which she so loved, to carry on her will. You are the Monarch of Vanity, or rather a pale imitation of it. But regardless of the mistakes that resulted in your creation, I am grateful you saved me. No, no. You are but a pale imitation of it.
I don't care if he's a monarch, an imitation, or a mistake. I'm not going to let you talk to my brother like this. Even if someone did create him, he's still part of my family. He's still a human being.
A human being? And what makes you so sure of that? He is a creation. The powers he uses are an aberration. They are not of this world.
Just because someone made him doesn't mean he's less of a person. And the reason he has any powers at all is because he's a pact bearer. Just like you, Mr. Hugo.
We are nothing alike. That boy is no pact bearer. Allow me to dispel one of your many misconceptions. You have never encountered any mist corresponding to your authority. The same applies to your ideals. It's only to be expected. After all, you've never made a pact. Like Yoru, you are using my ideals as a source of power. Power once possessed by me. Moreover, while pact bearers can indeed use authorities, they do not have the power to control fiends. The fact that you can do this is proof that you are not a pact bearer, but an imitation of a monarch. You are not a person. You are a cheap replica of the monarch of vanity.
What are you saying? Mr. Bunny's the monarch of vanity. He's the one who made a pact with him.
Pride, wrath, envy, lust, greed, sloth, gluttony, woe, vanity. No more than 9 monarchs have ever existed. Over 40 years ago, Tristia absorbed the monarch of vanity, hoping to steal the power of anima kinesis. With it, she intended to resurrect the real Sora, soul and all. But in the end, she was unable to control the authority of a different sin, and was forced to abandon her efforts. When Yoru split herself off, the core of the monarch of vanity followed, and so did it end up seeping out, resulting in the incomplete imitation standing before us. In regards to you, Vanitas, as far as I know, there has never been mention of a monarch like you. You haven't formed a pact with anyone. There's no way you possibly could. Am I mistaken? Unfathomable thing.
How callous and cruel, calling me a thing. And yet, you are conclusively correct. Recall, if you will, how I always spoke back when questioned about your ideals or pact. You're asking for the unfeasible. Your thinking lacks even an inkling. It's really not all that surprising a twist. You can't void or locate what doesn't exist. Case in point. Have I ever manifestly mentioned myself as a monarch? Or been duly designated a demon?
Then, it's true?
He really isn't a pact bearer?
He is simply a monarch in the guise of a human.
It seems you finally comprehend the truth. He is vanity incarnate, playing at personhood. There is no value, no dignity in his life as a human. Yoru created you after countless failures. You've seen your hollow brethren, haven't you? Only one thing separates you from them. The reason you have an ego and will is because you possess the core of the monarch of vanity. You, Tristia, and Yoru are alike in one respect. You are free to develop an ego and a will. Imitate humans all you like. But you will never be one, no matter how much you look or act the part. Don't make the mistake of believing your own lie. Masquerading as man is a pathetic endeavor. Miss Aikawa, Miss Hinata, Miss Surugadai, Mr. Date, Shinya. I can gather the reason you've come here. Your wish is to save him, is it not?
And what if it is?
If that is indeed the case, then I am here to stop you. If you refuse to understand that there's no value in saving someone that isn't human in the first place, then you should know that the entity waiting ahead is dangerous beyond comprehension. Its power is no different from that of an authority. Rather, the authorities themselves stem from its power. It is extraordinary, supernatural, outside the bounds of rationality. No matter what it is you wish for, the world will be affected by its power. Even if you wished away the distortions and mist, another threat would appear to replace them. That is why it has been sealed behind the gate. I urge you all to reconsider. That is all I ask. I have no intention of hurting any of you. Tristia and Yoru will return to the other world as monarchs, and the barrier will be lifted. If Miss Surugadai and Mr. Date will not relinquish their powers, so be it. I will simply keep watch over them. The power of resonance has conveyed unto me the goodness that lies within you all. Do you understand? Were you to disappear, were everyone to abandon the notion of your continued existence, they could all live happily ever after. You are the only thing that stands in their way. You'll surrender yourself, won't you?
No. You can't. You can't give up. If you disappeared, I don't know what I'd do. You're my brother, no matter what anyone says. If your existence causes a world of distortions, then that's the world I'd rather have. If living in a world without distortions means you can't be there, then forget it. A happy ending without you isn't happy at all.
I agree with Chiyo. The reason we came here wasn't to save the world. It was to save you. You helped me forgive myself. If you disappeared now, I don't think I could do it again. You have to live. For me and you both.
How you were born and what other people say about you doesn't mean shit. You're you. You're the only one who can walk on my level. So keep your head up. Show us what you're made of. If you feel guilty about causing distortions just by being alive, then all you gotta do is make up for it.
I will never forgive you if you choose to give up. Who or what you are is of no consequence to me. My happiness is being together with you. I have so much more to learn about you. So please, don't leave us.
What a shame. I thought all of you had more sense than this. Shinya, you understand, don't you?
Hugo. You have the qualifications to make it here. You could go through the gate if you wanted. What did you end up wishing for?
Nothing. I couldn't. Had I revived Sora, the world she loved would have been annihilated. Sora, the real Sora, would never forgive me for that. I realized this right before I was about to utter my wish, and stopped myself.
So you made the Monarch of Woe replace Sora and tried to forget about everything instead.
Smart boy. It pains me to say this, but that was my fatal mistake. I succumbed to woe. It was my fault that demented Tristia started pitting students against one another like pieces on a board. The last few decades have been a nightmare, without end or meaning. There are no words to describe my shame.
Maybe so. But for a time, I felt like I was living in a dream. If you're going to deny everything about the Hugo I know, then you aren't him at all. You're just a stranger named Hugo Cromwell. You're special to all of us. So please, don't be like him. Don't deny being the vice president we all know and love. Especially if you care about us as much as we care about you. That's what I learned from you.
Lamentable, each and every one of you, bending to the whims of your egos, bringing distortions upon the world. All of you are truly deranged. You are no more than unsettled, driven to madness by your egos and desires. Unfortunately, it appears I will have to protect the world from the distortions myself. Tristia, Yoru, lend me your power. We must not hold back against them. Show no mercy.
Foolish humans. Struggle as you may, you won't stand a chance against our unbridled power. I shall purge this world clean of your filthy existence. Bear with me. Your compliance will not be necessary.
I refuse to meet a wretched and miserable end alone. You are my child, after all. If I have to go down, then I'll drag you to the depths of hell with me.
Things wouldn't have to end like this if you did not exist. None of those you hold dear would have had to get hurt. You should rue the day you were born, and rue it you shall.
Hugo tut so super cool. Dabei ist er der einzige Charakter, der auch wie wir in allen Routen gestorben ist. Ladies and Gentlemen, beim nächsten Mal werden wir uns dann hier Hugo widmen und schauen, ob wir diese monströse Party besiegen können. Doch davor machen wir noch einen kleinen Cut und dann geht's beim nächsten Mal richtig los. Haut rein und bis zum nächsten Mal. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.